Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are, wherever you are, and welcome to your first ever My Activity. Here, we will be able to learn how to create a very simple low poly character in Maya. And you will also be able to learn how to use the interface, even if it's just a little. You'll also learn how to import a reference image to Maya so that you can use that for your project. Okay, now let's get started. What are you looking at? First time you've ever seen a VTuber before? Probably not. Okay, anyway, let's get started. The goal for this assessment or activity is for you to understand the basics of Maya and be able to learn how to go through the interface, even though it's just going to be a quick tutorial. Okay, so you will be starting off with a very new project. So you just have to click on new scene if you're currently using a new project right now. Okay, so do not be overwhelmed by the interface. I know it looks like much, but it's actually quite simple to understand. Okay, the first things that you have to understand first is this bar over here. So you have here your basic menu bars. These menu bars can be changed by selecting the workflow that you are on, rigging, modeling, animation. But for now, because we are using modeling, just select the modeling. Okay. Okay, now you'll also be able to see these buttons on the top right. Here, you will be able to notice this cube thing with a hammer. This is called the modeling toolkit and is going to help you manipulate your 3D shapes. You have here other stuff that you don't have to use for now, attribute editors as well as the tool settings. But for now, we're just going to focus on the interface. If you accidentally press like one of the buttons here, it's going to change the UI, but don't panic, okay? So you can see here, this is like the panel place, the panel area where you can actually change the perspective of the Maya editor. If you just want to see one big screen, just press this one. And if you want to see all four, just press this one. Okay? There's also the two panel layout, which you can have the front and perhaps something else. And you can go back here. All right. And if you want to see the outliner, which is like the in Unity, you have here like the hierarchy or the all of the objects in the room, you can use this one, okay? Okay, so first things first, we're going to import our very own reference image. And for us to do that, just go to Create, click on Free Image Plane. Okay, it's not visible right here, I think because of the OBS. But when you do click Create, it's going to show you a lot of stuff. Go down to Free Image Plane and then press Free Image Plane. Okay, so what you can see here is like a 2D plane. Okay. Okay, I'll also teach you how to navigate through the 3D space right now. Okay, so first thing you need to know is how to move the camera around. So what you need to do is press Alt, and if you're going to hold on the right mouse button, you're going to zoom in and zoom out. Okay? If you press Alt and left button or left mouse button, you will be able to tumble or like go around the object. And then if you hold the Alt button and the middle mouse button, you are panning. Okay? You're panning it around like in an RTS game or something. Okay. Okay. You can also figure out the perspective of your current 3D model here on the top right. You're going to see here a cube, which is going to show you some of the faces of the 3D model. You just press, like, for example, front, if you want to move the camera to front. If you want to change the perspective, you can just press this button over here, left, then right, and right again to rotate the 3D object that you have. Okay, you can also press this one and then also press this one, to move around the 3D object. But you can do that manually by pressing Alt and left mouse button. Okay, As you can see here, the plane seems to be moving around, rotating, but it's not the plane that's rotating, it's actually the camera, okay? Okay, if you want to go back to like first person view or like front view, just press on front over here. Okay, now we're going to be inserting like the image that we have. So just click on this, not this one. You should be able to see here the channel box. So press this one and then also press the toolbox. Okay, that you will be able to see here the modeling toolkit. Okay, and then finally press this one, the attribute editor. And then what you're going to do is you're going to select the object. Like for example, here we're not able to select this because this is like a 2D plane. So what we can do is we can open the outliner right here, clicking this, and then press on the image plane one. You can also double click this to rename it. We're gonna name this the reference image. Okay, perfect. And then here on the right side, we can see its attributes. We're going to change the attributes here. But first of all, we're going to look for the image that we need. So just click on this button, okay, and then look for something. I uploaded it in the MS Teams, and it says their AC avatar, okay? Okay, so this looks kind of basic right now, as you can see here. But overall, when we keep going through the course, we're going to get more significant and better models. So we're going to evolve these. So back then in the day when I was still studying, we I actually worked on a very low poly model myself, and this is what it looks like. So it was like my first ever Maya project. Well, character project, and you will be able to see it here. So it looks like that. It's actually very, I don't know, low poly, very, very low poly. You can even call it cringe if you want, but that's how I started. And then after a while, once you get to understand the basics and go into more advanced methods and processes, you'll be able to create something like this, okay? So this one is animated using Mixamo, but I also made this using Maya. So this is the third version. I lost the second one. Okay, so that for now, we're just going to start working on. Okay, I don't think you were able to see that at all. Okay, because I think I'm using the window capture. Okay, if I switch here, okay, audio. I'm gonna change this into a screen capture instead, so that you guys can see it. Or maybe I'll just insert the references or just select the reference over here so that you can see it. Because currently I'm just using. Okay, so this was the first one. As you can see here, it's very simple. It's very low poly, just like I said. So you can actually start with something like this and eventually end up with something like this or better. Once you get to understand like the basics and use more advanced techniques, which we will be covering in the course. Okay, and for now, change it to the AC avatar. Okay, it might look very simple for now, but just like I said, we're going to improve it and get better. So press the front, okay, so that we have like a front view perspective. Okay, so we're going to use these low poly modeling what do you call this, like creation buttons. Here you can select a few what do you call these, like polygons or 3D shapes where you can use it to actually make the base model of your character. If you actually think about it, Maya modeling is just basically manipulating the vertices, edges, and different shapes that you have in order to create something interesting, you know. So like for example, this my VTuber right now is very complex and it's made of many vertices, edges, and a lot of polygons and triangles. But basically, if you were to scrape it all, it will just basically be like a sphere, and maybe it could be a sphere, it could be a what do you call this one? A cylinder, and a bunch of basic stuff. What happened is, over the course of time, when you get better, you can actually work with different kinds of shapes, and you can learn how to manipulate it in 3D space, which actually makes the model. Okay? Okay, so right now, we have this, the cylinder. We also put in a sphere a while ago. Okay? So we have two objects right now. Okay. So in order for you to better manipulate or click on these objects, 3D objects, you can use the outliner here. Okay. But if you basically want to like move it around, we have a few basic transform tools. So it's kind of like Unity. The transform tools are WER. Okay, and you can also click on these buttons on the left to actually, yeah, as you can see here, these are what you're going to use to modify the 3D object that you have. So for example, I would press the select tool. We get to press like the 3D object that we have instantiated. We have here the lasso tool, which we can use to select. We also have here like select the paint selection tool, which we can use to paint a selection, but we're not going to use that for now. But the most important things that we need to learn for now is the move, rotate, and scale. Okay, so just like in Unity, what's going to happen is you're going to manipulate the 3D object so that we can copy the shape of this character. Okay. Okay, so right now you might be confused. Why is all of this like pink and blue? But don't worry about it. What's going on is right now we are entering, or we are currently using a selection mode that is selecting all of the vertices or all of the edges and all of the points of the 3D object. No need to worry. All you need to do is press on select by hierarchy and combinations. Okay? As you can see here, we are able to select the actual object now and not just the vertices. Okay, so zoom out by holding Alt and the middle mouse button, and then press W to move this sphere. Okay, so we're gonna move it up a little bit so it's in the center of the character reference. Okay, we're going to increase it a little bit. Okay, so in order for us to scale it, we simply have to press R, and then we can modify it using these. So basically, these are your modifiers. As you can see here, there's a blue one, a red one, and a green one, and this specifies to which dimension or to which side we're going to scale the object. The same thing goes with the rotate and the move. Okay, so you have yellow, blue, and red. So we basically just use these to manipulate the object. So for example, you want to resize it like on this axis, like the y-axis, you just simply drag and hold this. If we want to squash it a little bit to make it as big as the character reference, we just press on this red one and then press it on the green one a bit. Okay, and then let's move it a little bit, adjust it so that it fits the reference. For now, we're just going to be focusing on using a single reference. In the more advanced tutorials that we will be having, we will be learning how to use like to modify this in like in a 3D aspect. You will also have like a side view of this character reference where you can use it to like create the volume of the character. Okay. Okay, going back, we're going to select now the cylinder. Remember, if like you are in the purple selection ones, just press here, select by object type, or I mean, sorry, select by hierarchy, and move it over here. Okay. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of modifying so that we can get like the basic shapes modified just a bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to select or like change the selection type again. because we want to uh, modify like the bottom side so that we can, you know, make it like a cone, a little bit more like a cone. So what we can do is just hold on your right mouse button. It will open up this sort of mini, it's not visible here, but you're going to see like a bunch of options such as edge, vertex, vertex face, face multi, UV, stuff like that. No need to panic, just press on vertex for now. Okay, and it's going to be on the vertex selection page, or sorry, like the vertex selection mode. Okay, then you can also press on edge. Okay, wherein you're going to be able to select uh, the different parts of this thing. Okay, okay. So for now, we're going to modify this. Okay, yeah. So we're back to the vertex part. So you can see that there's this small purple points here. And what we're going to do is we're going to modify it a little bit so that it's going to like follow the shape of the character reference. So what we're going to do is we're gonna press on the front view. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the lasso select. And as you can see here, we were able to select all of the vertices. So this is 3D space. So we can assume that all of the other parts are selected. Okay, going back to the front part. Now we're going to scale it a little bit. Press on the R button and then scale it just like that. Okay. Okay, we can also move it a little bit like this. Okay, but our main goal is to basically just align it. You can also press Control Z or maybe Command Z in Mac if you want to undo things. Okay, and let's go on and scale it all over again. Okay. If you guys like, you could actually add the neck for this character, but for me, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, and then go back to Select Tool, and I'm going to select this one. As you can see here, the vertices that are selected are the yellow ones. Okay, and then we can just make it bigger again like this. Okay, and then we can also modify this like that. Drag it down a bit, and pressing the R tool to scale, we can make it big again. Okay, so we have like torso of this character. Okay, once again, go back and press like this button. Select by hierarchy and combinations. Okay, so that we can go back to modifying it. Okay, and then this next part is going to be a little bit more basic. All you need to do is just Control C, Control V, or maybe it's Command C, Command V in a Mac. Okay, so we have another copy of this. We just simply have to modify it a little bit so that it'll be like a skirt. Okay. Okay, so these are the basics of 3D modeling actually. Just manipulating the shapes, the vertices, the edges of this model so that you can actually get a shape. And then as you get better and we continue to like increase the complexity of the models, yeah, we can do more stuff with it. Okay, so what's the next shape that we need? So obviously we will be using a cylinder. So we instantiate a cylinder over here. What you can do is modify it a little bit so that it will rotate towards this. Okay, another thing, just like the Unity editor, if you've used it before, this attribute editor, when you press this one, show or hide attribute editor, you'll be able to manually modify the values here. So if you want it to be like exactly 45 degrees or negative 45, as you can see here, you can do that. Okay, but we want to rotate it negative 45 because it's this way. Okay, okay, we also want to make it smaller, so therefore we just have to scale it a little bit. Okay, And as you see here, we have something like arms. Okay, we can make it a little bit smaller and lengthen it a little bit. Okay, all right. Okay, perfect. Now we can just do the same thing. We Control C, Control V, and then we modify this thing. Okay, sorry, I think I accidentally made a group. Okay. Oh, no, this one. Okay. Cylinder 2, Control C, Control V. We made a group, unfortunately. Well, what you can do is just drag, press this to select it, and then simply reverse the 45-degree thing. Okay. And then insert it down here. Okay. Okay, next thing. Next, we are going to add in the legs. So basically just instantiate another cylinder and scale it a little bit. Like that. And then increase the height. Okay. What we can do is we can like position it in the middle so that we can start increasing it like that. Okay. And then what we can do is just Control C, Control V, and then press on the W again to move. Okay. So as you can see here, we have the arms and the legs. And because this is somewhat like a like a Animal Crossing character, if you're familiar with Animal Crossing, it's kind of like a chibi style. Okay. Okay. So I instantiated the sphere by pressing on this sphere. Press E to scale it a little bit, make it smaller. Okay. And then press W. Okay. Then same thing, you can just do Control C, Control V. Yeah. All right. Actually, what we can do to select it is just press Shift and then left click. And what we can do is we can like modify them together like that. Okay. Okay. Now let's try to make the feet, or should I say the shoes or something. Going down. Okay. And then Control C, Control V. Okay. And then once again, Shift so that we can select them both. And then press E, or should I say R. And then let's squash it a little bit. Okay. Oops. I think I instantiated two versions. Okay. And then press R. I'm gonna squash it down a little bit, modify it. Okay. Okay. So basically, as you can see there, we have like the basic shapes, right? Okay. So now, what do we do next? Well, we wanna assign colors to this character, right? We wanna make it colorful. So I'll show you guys how to do that. All you need to do is make sure that you are like selecting the particular section or shape that you'd like to add a color to. Then press right click. You can see it right now. What you're going to do is you're going to select, just keep holding right click and then press in assign new material. And then select the Maya and then select the Maya Lambert. Okay. Once you press left click, it's going to be assigned a particular material which we can modify. Okay. So if you press the cylinder, you're going to see here on the attributes panel or attribute editor something that says Maya Lambert, and that actually pertains to our particular shape. So if we modify this, we should be able to see here color. Okay, so if you're not seeing anything right now, don't panic. You might not be able to see it because you are pressing this default material. So what you need to do is you have to make sure that this this item over here, which is like a small like a circle or sphere with like a gray checkerboard. Just make sure that it's unchecked, that it's not using a default material. Okay. Okay. So basically, we assign the color here, right? Okay. So going back to our reference image, yeah, we have something like red. What you can do is, if I'm not mistaken, you can actually try to also use like a color picker, going back to the color here, and then press here this eyedropper. You're not able to see it right now, but there's like a, you know, a color picker, eyedropper, and then you will be able to select here on the reference image like the color, okay, so that you can match the color to the reference image. Same thing goes with here. So this is a group. If you want to, like, let me see if we can do that right now. Okay, it's not visible here right now, but I'm trying to ungroup it. But for now, maybe let's not worry too much about that. And let's just select another color for here. So right click, there's going to be a menu that's going to be like a box here. And then press on assign new material, Maya Lambert. Okay, so once you click this cylinder, you're gonna see here another Lambert. Select the color. You can use the eyedropper again. All right. Okay. So if you wanna like what you've learned before, we can actually select multiple shapes. Maybe let's try not to select the feet. We're going to make that like dark later. And then what we're going to do is we can right click and then assign new material, Maya Lambert. Okay. So with this Maya Lambert, we can make it skin color. Okay, so it seemed that it only got assigned to one, but not to worry, we can actually modify that later. Okay, so okay, let me just try assigning it the existing color. Sorry. Remember, you can use Control Z or Command Z if I'm not mistaken. And then what we can do, if you have an existing material already, like the skin color, you can do assign existing material, and then you can select the particular color that you've used. You know, something that we can do to make things more orderly is to actually rename the materials, so that, you know, we don't accidentally like change it to something. So let's make this, for example, maroon, and then let's make this one black. Okay. Maya Lambert. Maya number 2. Nah, not this one. Make sure it's the one with the color. So, skirt black, something like that. Okay, so during this assessment, you can be as creative as you want. So if you want to change the colors of the character, feel free to do so. If you want to change the skin tone, feel free to do so. The most important thing that we just have to do is, you know, how to manipulate the model in 3D space. Okay, so we're gonna assign the existing material. I'm gonna assign it number 3. Okay, so going back, okay, number 3 material shader, yeah, skin color, enter. Okay, right click, assign existing material. Oh, sorry, right click existing material and then select the skin color. Okay, there you go. Same thing goes, assign existing material, skin color. Okay. maroon. Maya Lambert. Okay. Sign, existing material. Hmm. Okay, interesting enough, if it's not showing up as like the material that we stated to be, we can actually like try change the. Okay, it says here because what's going on is this is what is actually being assigned. Maya Lambert 1, so we can just change this to uh color maroon. Okay, so for example, if we're going to do that again, assign existing material, you should be able to see it here, because basically this is like the shader. This is like the surface material that we are using. So this is the one that we actually have to rename. Okay, right click or double click to rename. Color black. Then we have to rename this as well. Color skin, something like that. Okay. Okay, then we assign the existing material to color skin. Or sorry, I mean color existing material color black. Okay, so basically if you were to modify this particular color here, for example the skirt black, you will notice that all of the materials or all of the items that have been assigned that particular material is going to change. So that's what you need to consider when you're trying to like do these particular colors, right? Okay. All right, and then finally we can modify the face. My suggestion is what we're going to do, because I'm going to teach you guys how to paint this. So right click, we're going to create a new material, Maya Lambert again, but this time we're gonna call this one uh, face face color. Okay, all right, and then going back, we can change this. You can use the eyedropper tool to select the skin for now. This is just going to be default, so what we're going to do is we're going to start painting on this, on like the face. Okay, so what we need to do is we're going to open up the paint tool. Okay, we need to select this particular one. We're going to go to rendering, and then we're going to click this button, the 3D paint tool, so that we can paint file textures into this thing. Okay, all right, so you're not seeing anything, you're just seeing that the cursor turned into like a paint, like a brush. We're going to change this. We should open the tool settings, this one, the hammer with like a list. Okay, okay, it's not visible right now, but you're supposed to see here something that says tool settings. Okay, this tool settings is going to modify like the tool. Let me see if I can actually change the window capture, because I'm using window capture right now. Properties. Maybe we should just do screen capture instead, or display capture. Wait, give me a second. Yeah, actually display capture. Yeah, and then we're going to select the automatic, and then this one. Okay, you're able to see it now. Okay, I'm going to. Okay, you can see it like twice, so I'm gonna remove that one, and I disappeared. Okay, I'm back. Oh, okay, I'm back. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to first select the attribute to paint here. So it's gonna be for now it's gonna be empty, but we have to actually select it. Wait. Okay. Attribute to paint. Okay, one moment. What we can actually do, we can just right click. This is like the menu that I was saying a while ago. And then we can actually do click on paint, 3D paint. Right, so there we go. Okay, it's not showing up. It's supposed to show up the texture for now. Okay. Okay, one moment. For to go on the wireframes mode. Okay. Texture update on stroke. Okay. What happens if we were to add a new object? Going back to modeling. Well, we're in modeling right now. We're going to poly modeling. Add another circle. Okay. Yeah, so basically, perhaps maybe what happened is it got erased because we added a new lambda. So we just created a new one, created a new polygon. So it's within the body of the character. We have to pull it up. Okay. All right, as you can see it here. So we're just going to remove this one for now. I'm sorry. It seems to be bugging out, so. Okay. So for now, this one doesn't have a lambda, or it doesn't have a particular material that's been assigned to it. So I think that's the reason why we can paint it. Okay, we're going to increase it. Go back to the front. Okay, there we go. And just I said, if you guys want to add a neck, another cylinder to this character, feel free to do so. You can decorate or change the character as much as you like. The most important thing is that you guys need to learn how to export this so that you can see it later. We can check it out later, okay? So for now, we're gonna go back. So how we're gonna do it again? Not to worry, just selecting this object right now. Go to rendering and then press this button, which is the brush or like the paintbrush button. So we can see here attribute to paint base color. So it's going to show there an X, which is normal. So don't worry about that. We're just going to select this one and we're going to assign a new texture to it, and we're going to make this high resolution. So make it around 1024, and the Y also has to be 1024, so it's an aspect ratio, and then we assign it a new texture. Okay, so as you can see here, we have a new texture. Right now, its default is black, right? So to paint this, what we're going to do is we're going to press here on these like particular brush. What do you call these? Brushes, yeah. And then what we're going to do is we're going to select the paint color or the skin color again, like that, and then paint it. So basically, for you to increase the size of the brush, press on the hold the B key on your keyboard, and then drag left to right to increase the size of the brush. Okay. So if you guys are familiar with Krita, it's a little bit like that. Okay. And then this color goes to the left. That means that it's going to be much darker or less color. And then here, it's going to be much lighter. Okay. So if you want to make it like that, yeah, feel free to do so. I'm gonna make it very, very light, just like to fit like okay, the skin color of our character. Yeah, it goes back to the normal one. Yeah. Okay, anyway, that's up to you. I suggest try not making the character green like Shrek. But if you really want to, I'm not stopping you. If you really want to, you can open up a reference image of Shrek and maybe do the Shrek ears. Okay. Let's enjoy the process. Okay, so we have here like that. You can also try to, oh wait, no, wait a little bit. Okay, all right. So the flood thing is also a tool, which is like we're going to flood the like particular thing. Did it work? Okay, did it flood? Nah, okay. Oh yeah, we just press flood paint and it's going to like color the entire thing. So Control Z or Command Z. All right. Okay. So wait, there's something bugging me about this. I think we duplicated the cylinders twice. Or maybe we haven't assigned the existing material. Like this one, color skin. Okay, so going back, go back to this, which is the paint tool. And we have this one, the existing one. Okay, then we can try to paint the character. So feel free to do your artist things if you're an artist, or yeah, feel free to modify it. I'm gonna press on the front view again. There we go. And then let's move the reference image. Okay, and then going back to this, we can actually paint it the way we want to. So for example, I'd like to paint the character to have this kind of hair. Feel free. Okay, what happened? Did it modify the opacity? Wait, sorry. I think it's because it's not selected. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we have to select the object in order for us to be able to paint it. Okay, Control Z, and then we just once again use the B. Yeah. Okay. In the future, the best and one of the most efficient ways to actually paint a character would actually be not to paint it, because this is a ZBrush. What we can do is we can like create polygons, more polygons that we can assign to the hair. Okay, I'm gonna hold Alt. Yeah. For now, this is just an example, of course. And we can also press this button to select a particular shape profile. Okay, but for now, just to be safe, don't forget to save. So to save file, save. We save the scene as. This is going to be where you want to save it, to the documents file. If you want, I'm gonna save this as my character. Uh, but for you, you should write your last name. Last name, activity one. Yeah, and then save it as my binary. Okay. Okay, so that you'll be able to open it later. Okay, so going back, we're just going to paint this. Paint this, paint this. Okay. Okay. If you're wondering why I had to make a video of this, it's probably because I'm in a meeting right now. And that's fine. At least you guys have something interesting to do. And you can get to know the basics of Maya while I'm in a meeting. So win-win. Okay. So we do something like that. Yeah, it's up to you. You can decorate it as much as you want. What I would suggest you guys do, if you want, you can add polygons to your character. Polygons or something. If you want to modify it, feel free to do so. Yeah, this is your character, or this is your output, this is your activity, so feel free to do so. Okay, so I'm just gonna modify this. Yeah, I selected blue a while ago, but blue is not my cup of tea. So let's make it something like that. Once again, to increase, hold B, and then drag it a little bit. Alt to move the interface. Okay. All right. Doing good. Don't forget to save. If you guys, ever worked on something very important, don't forget to save. I mean, sure, there are sometimes, the autosave, but do not count on it, because sometimes Maya crashes and you lose all your precious work all for nothing, and that's just sad. Okay, so do this. Let's try to like do the eyes, but for me, I like to make this character a little bit better. Mm-hmm. Control Z. Oops, what have I done? Control Z. What have I done? Okay, I think we inverted it by accident. So to invert it, just uh, when we're holding the control key, it says P invert. So it's going to like invert it. So just Control Z over there. Okay. Okay. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. Okay. Alt. So this could take some time. I don't know if I would actually like speed this up. I'm not sure. It's up to you. Take the rest of your time to modify this character as much as you want. Okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this. I'm gonna have some. I'm gonna show the eyes. Okay. So it's up to you. If you guys are very meticulous, feel free to be more artistic and design it as much as you want. But I'm gonna make it kind of simple for now. So Z. Okay. Okay. Also, if ever that there are some controls that are weird out because I know we're using Macs, feel free to search online to see what's the correct key for that. You can most likely find it in the like Maya documentation. For now, we have something like this. It's very, very basic, I know. You can even call it cringe, but it's the first thing, that you're doing. So remember that version 1 is better than version none. And this marks like your first ever activity where you've already made like a character in Maya. Isn't that interesting? Not interesting. Okay, so yeah, feel free to modify that as much as you want. But for me, this is what I'm gonna do for now. Okay. Okay. Make this block again. Make it smaller a little bit. And if you want, you can add like hair. In the future, we're going to use like there's a particular formula or particular process that we're going to use for hair, and it's very interesting. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's the nerves. All right. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah. Okay, so just decorate your character as much as you like, and if you want, you can use polygons. You can go back to basically poly modeling, and you could do something like a cone, and then where is it? Okay, we created a cone over here. Let's move it up. Okay. Remember to save. Save. So up to you if you'd like to customize as much as you want. Just be creative, enjoy the process, and you can brag it to your friends or something. Remind me after some time to actually like I'm going to teach you guys this cool tool that we can use to so that you can like showcase your character into somewhere that, okay, make this negative 31. Okay, then we're gonna move it over here. Oops. Up a little bit. Yeah, if you guys are familiar with the original Animal Crossing, it's a little bit like this. I mean, I know they have like a character like this, if I'm not mistaken. By the way, you can actually press this like the green square to modify it in two-dimensional ways. So you can do that as well. It's up to you if you want. Okay, so basically we have a model here. We're going to assign it a new material. I'm gonna make this new material. Wait, this one. Wait, material did we assign to one? Okay, Maya Lambert. Okay, then we're gonna make this one black. Assign existing material Maya Lambert. The black one or Lambert 4. Oops, what happened? Assign existing material Maya Lambert 4. Okay, so basically you have a cut version of me, I suppose. But yeah, so you have that character. So if you really wanna do it, you can always add the neck. It's up to you. I mean, I didn't do it because it's better to show time. I mean, like to show the other important stuff. Right click, existing material, the skin one. Okay, so enjoy the process. Just try to change it. I just don't want this maroon. Actually, want it orange. Yeah. So if you want to, you can also try a little bit more advanced stuff because you know, I'm not a girl. So if you want, what you can do is you can, like what we did before, try to modify the edges of this. So right click, you can do vertex, or maybe you can do edge. Yeah, maybe you'll do vertex instead. Sorry, we need to change the selection mode that we have. Yeah, so as you can see here, we change the selection mode. Yeah, then we select this. Remember, it's selecting in a 2D space, and we can modify it a little bit to your liking. So if you wanna modify it like this, and then modify this one like this, feel free to do so. Okay, I will not be teaching extruding for now, but if we do that, it makes things a little bit much easier, and we will be able to, you know, focus on more complex shapes and polygons. But for now, the most important thing is you have your model, you know, your 3D character. Okay, so feel free to ask me if you have any questions. I'm not sure. I'm probably still in that meeting. Amazing thing about videos, right? They can be recorded. Okay. I suppose that's for now. And for boys, if you don't want this to be a skirt, you know, you can always use two cylinders that are, you know, Control C, Control V. What happened? Did it just, yeah. Yeah, what we can do is we can increase this a little bit. What's happened? Why is it green? Get rid of that. Okay, so if you want like a male character and don't want to make it into a skirt, feel free to just, yeah, sorry. Oops, what happened? There are no more commands to undo. Oh no. Okay, Control C, Control V. Okay, we have another one. Okay, what's going on? Okay, so so the shading sort of has a problem sometimes. I'm not sure because of my, yeah, but it should be okay. Like the was it the black? Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So if you're a dude, yeah, you have a shorts here. And what you can also do, you can also paint this if you want. Feel free to do that. Remember, you need to select this one, select the model, and then go to rendering, and then press this one, the 3D paint. And you have to make sure that the attributes or the yeah are here. Okay. Oh no. Okay. The problem is it probably has an assigned texture, so we may not be able to paint that. But yeah, well, maybe perhaps we can modify that in the future. Okay, so basically that's how you do this activity. Feel free to change this character as much as you like. Feel free to use more polygons to express your creativity. What I need to check is that you guys actually made this assessment, obviously. Okay, so this is bad. We haven't closed like we haven't made painted this orange. We can do that. You can do that if you want. Fully like customize the character. Okay, make sure to save the activity as last name activity 1, and make sure that it's going to be a Maya file. Okay, so if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to approach me. Hopefully the meeting is done, but if not, I'll get to your questions as soon as possible. Okay, I guess that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something new from this activity. This is your professor, Midnight Raccoon, signing out for now. Thank you and goodbye.